So we've arrived in Berlin and there's numerous abandoned properties here. It's actually very well known for it. So I got up early in the morning, went for a walk and found a nice spot to paint. And typical, I climbed through the small little hole only to find out there's a couple of doors on the other side. So we've come to Berlin to look at some very iconic abandoned places. The first one we're visiting can be found on the outskirts of Berlin. Teufelsberg translates to Devil's Mountain. What a rad name. Built from the remaining rubble left by World War II. And on top of that was built a US listening spy station, which was utilised during the Cold War to spy on the Russians in East Berlin. The spy station was decommissioned in the 1990s and has remained in a derelict state ever since. So we finally got here and found out that you have to actually pay an admission to get in, so this place is fully run now. But in saying that, it's still somewhat in an abandoned state. It's a lot of art, which is great. Wow, what an uplifting delivery that was. Apologies, it was a bit early in the morning for me. What I was trying to say is that this property is now controlled and it costs you €8 to get in, and I guess that money goes into the maintenance of the property. And part of that as well is they brought in some artists who have painted numerous murals, so it was nice walking around and having a look at that as well. Up until recently, this place was completely off limits. It was controlled by a bunch of security guards, and to get in, you really had to sneak in. The downside is that it's absolutely now packed with tourists, and it just goes to show that there is a real interest in these abandoned properties. Now I know what you're all thinking, and I'm thinking the same thing too. The amount of architectural design and engineering work which went into constructing what can only be described as a massive dick and balls is somewhat impressive. And to think that it could be seen from the former East Berlin, one can only assume it was symbolic, as an attempt to show the Russians who the big dogs really were. So currently I'm filming my second TV production, and this place is going to be a big part of it. So what you're seeing now is B-roll footage. So follow along and I'll let you know when the production goes live. That is, if it does go live.
second time I've been to Berlin, I always feel the same thing, that I never really managed to get a hold of the place. And I feel that I always need more time and some insider knowledge. However, I do like their police fans. Next up, I'll be heading to another iconic Berlin property, Spree Park, and I'll be doing a quick report to see what it's like in its current state today. Be sure to subscribe and come along for the ride.